Hello, this is Tony Heller from RealClimateScience.com, setting the record straight about climate. This is a short update of today's climate news and some very old climate news. The UN Climate Summit has been postponed indefinitely. As I've been pointing out for a few weeks, there's no longer any need for the climate scam. All the goals of shutting down Western civilization have already been achieved. This is what the next climate summit is going to look like. Now let's go back to a climate story from the year 2008, the year I started blogging about climate. In 2008, the United Nations said that greenhouse gases make oceans noisier. Greenhouse gases worsen ocean noise by raising acidity levels and causing sound to travel farther, making it ever harder for marine mammals to communicate, UN and wildlife experts said Wednesday. Acidity is a new, strange, and unwanted development for a whole range of marine animals, Mark Simmons of the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Society told a news conference. The Monterey Bay Aquarium Research Institute in California, which is studying the rising acidity of seawater, says on its website, as the oceans become more acidic, sounds will travel farther, notably low-frequency sounds used by marine animals to find food and mates. The claims of the Monterey Bay Aquarium are easy enough to check out because their data is still on the Web Archive. These are the graphs I captured from the Web Archive from late 2008, around the time when the United Nations made those claims. They started measuring pH at the Monterey Bay in 1996 with a value of around 7.7 or 7.8, and when they finished up in 2007 it was up closer to 8.1. I'll first point out that none of these values are acidic. In order for water to be acidic, it has to have a pH below 7.0. But even more important is the fact that the pH went up over time. It started at 7.75 and finished up over 8.0. That means that the ocean became more basic during their study period, which is the exact opposite of becoming more acidic. Like almost all climate research, their claims are a complete scam, and the entire ocean acidification story is also nonsense. The greatest explosion of life on Earth occurred 540 million years ago, with atmospheric CO2 levels at their peak. Shellfish, corals, and crustaceans evolved 540 million years ago, with atmospheric CO2 levels more than 15 times higher than they are now. There is no scientific basis for believing that higher levels of CO2 represent any threat to ocean life. Quite the contrary. Geologic history shows us that life in the oceans and life on land both do extremely well at higher levels of carbon dioxide. The climate crisis was one giant scam. But if you do see a climate scientist in the future, remember to be forgiving and kind. And in the meantime, visit Toto on the web at realclimatescience.com. He's been pulling back the curtain on junk science and propaganda for a long time.